You don't get what you want in life. You get what you are being. And that one distinction explains almost every pattern that you've ever been stuck in. And that is what we are going to be talking about today. Welcome to Infinite You Beautiful Souls. I'm Dr. Sheri, spiritual psychologist, multidimensional mindset mentor, intuitive empowerment guide, and soul-led success coach. And on this channel, we talk about what it actually takes to create a life that feels aligned, meaningful, fulfilled, purposeful, and true to who you are, not through force, not through hustle, and not through fixing yourself, but definitely through alignment with the essence of who you are, your identity, the beliefs that you want to carry so you can feel really powerful in a higher vibration, and you get to attract more of what you want. So that is what we are going to be talking about today. And if this message resonates with you, I would love for you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and definitely hit like, and we will get right into it. So many intelligent, self-aware, growth-oriented women come to me and say things like, I know what I want. I've done the inner work. I understand my patterns, and yet they're not moving the needle. Their lives are still not moving in the direction that they feel called toward. They're still repeating similar dynamics. They're still hitting that same invisible ceiling, and they're still feeling like something is off or stalled or just not quite lining up. And what usually happens next is, of course, we're human. They try harder, me included at times. They think more. They push themselves. I've definitely been there. And they looked for the next method, the next insight, the next breakthrough. But the issue is almost never effort, and it's almost never about intelligence or talent. We know this to be true. Here is the real truth. You don't get what you want. You get who and what you are being. Your life is not responding to your goals. Your life is responding to your identity, the cluster of beliefs that make you who you are. So life is responding to what feels normal to you, what feels safe to you, what feels like who you are at a nervous system level, what you unconsciously expect and allow. And that is why someone can, let's say, want more freedom, more money, more abundance, a better relationship, a more aligned life, and still keep recreating the same emotional and practical reality. Remember that your identity is the lens that you see life through. It creates all of your perspective, all of your potential shifts. And that lens, remember, is really quietly shaping what you notice, what you dismiss, what you say yes to, what you say no to, what you tolerate, what you believe is for people like you. And then your decisions flow from that identity. I want to say that again. Your decisions flow from the identity that you have constructed for yourself. And your results are simply the natural outcome of those decisions. So the real sequence is identity, the beliefs you hold, decisions you make from that space, and the results you get. So identity, decisions, results, not try harder, think better, and hope that it changes, right? This is very intentional. And this is also why willpower really doesn't work, because willpower tries to override identity. And identity always will win. So you can get in that space where you're just going to push through and tough it out and make it happen. And definitely it can haphazardly work from time to time, but there's so much energy and efforting in that. Willpower is trying to override your identity, and it just doesn't work consistently for sure and over time. So if a part of you still believes it's not safe to have more, or You'll lose connection if you outgrow your old life and the people around you, or you'll be judged, or, end up alone, or maybe you feel like you're just too much, right? And I know that we all know that feeling. Think about times in your life that you've been feeling extraordinary, and people that know you and are looking at you and they're going like, who the heck does she think she is, right? And so then energetically, for sure, we pull back, and even behaviorally, we will pull back too. There's no amount of positive thinking that is going to create a stable new reality for you, right? You might surge forward a bit, and then you will wobble, and then you will second guess, and then you will self-sabotage, or you will just slowly drift back into what is familiar to you. This doesn't mean, of course, that anything is wrong with you. It means your system is doing its job. It's protecting what it believes is you. Real change doesn't come from forcing yourself to become someone else. It comes from deciding who you are now and letting your nervous system, your focus, your choices, and your life reorganize around that. Not sure what's happening with my sweater here. I'm so sorry that I'm like even bringing it up. It's just totally cheeseball. Anyhow, a real decision doesn't feel like hype. It doesn't feel like anxiety. It doesn't feel like pressure. It feels like coherence. Something inside you definitely settles. Something inside of you definitely stops negotiating. Something stops wobbling. And from that place, your choices start to get clearer. They get simpler, not because life is perfect, but because you're no longer divided inside of yourself. You're not splitting yourself. I actually made a video about this not too long ago. So I will leave you with this question, not what do I want, but who am I practicing being? Because you are not who you intend to be. You are who you practice. We do it all the time. Think of all the times in your life that you discovered a belief that you're like, not sure where that came from, or you know very clearly where that belief came from, and you just decide, I'm not that girl anymore or guy anymore if you're watching this. So if this way of seeing yourself in your life resonates with you, this is exactly what we go much deeper inside of. This is exactly what we do inside of my school community, Infinite You, and my core framework is in there, Recode Your Reality, and you will find the links below to check that out. You get a 7-day free trial. You'll also find the links to my free newsletter. And if you would like to get on my calendar and schedule a breakthrough session with me. So remember, you don't need to fix yourself. That's not what this is about. This journey is much bigger, much more expansive, and definitely much more magical, really. You don't need to force your life. You need to come home to who you are. Practice that and live from that space. I will see you all next time, beautiful souls. Namaste.